Hello. Do you like getting money? Do you have a hard time holding a job? Are you a registered liberal? If you answered yes, especially to the last question, then you may be qualified for a big federal grant from the Human Resources Job Creation Program. And in many cases, we don't even require an application. We just wheel the truck up to your door and throw the money at you. Hell, we've got $2.5 billion to play with. Here are just a few actual companies that received grants from us. Silver Fox Curling and Yacht Club, St. Felix Golf and Country Club, Octopus Diagnostics Research, Sticks and Stones Manufacturing, the Reuter Travel Group, Vapor Canada, Crackle Pop Inc., Rakiji Inn, AG Vision Seeds, Chateau Lingerie Manufacturing, Waka Weka Lumber, Career Blazers Learning Center, Servants Anonymous, Society to Prevent Dutch Elm Disease, Canamo Hemp Fashions, Codfather Contracting, Heat Wave Drying Systems, Wilderness Shellfish Cooperative, Canadian Agriculture Industry Alliance, Clavelli Golf Course, Mahogany Classics, Piccadilly Plastics, Totally Tubular, Cape Island Yacht Limited, Pocket Entertainment, the Canadian Lebanon Society, Trout Point Lodge, Atlantic Yarns, Les Patisseries Belgio Canadien, Online Support, Art Italia, Ultra Moulin Hotel, Cavalier Yarn, Espanola Restaurants, Integrated Outreach Services, Prestige Glass International, Aquest Training Center, Growing Prospects, Manitoba Aerospace Human Resource Center, Western Canadian Aviation Museum, Lockheed Associates Training Consultants, Government Initiatives, Consulting towards Working Truck Safe Landing Center, Avanti Furniture Manufacturers, Festival Gabriola Society, House and Health Spa, North Pacific Cannery, and West Coast Railway Association.
The Human Resources Job Creation Program. Not wasting your tax dollars on useless programs like farming.
Wendy Report with Wendy Mesley.
Hello! Our top story, a frigid Arctic air mass continues to grip parts of Canada. In Ottawa, it was so cold, Human Resources Minister Jane Stewart had to buy a space heater because she ran out of money to burn. In Manchester, England, Mike Tyson knocked out opponent Julius Francis. Francis took such a beating, Tyson thought he was on a date. After the bout, Francis refused to be photographed, but we have obtained an exclusive picture. Now, be advised, some viewers may find the image extremely disturbing. Here is Julius Francis before the fight, and here he is after. In the New Hampshire primary this week, Republican presidential candidate George W. Bush suffered a resounding defeat. The Texas governor immediately denied he will change campaign tactics to simply pander to populist feelings. He also took the opportunity to announce his vice presidential running mate, 6-year-old Cuban boy Elian Gonzalez. And now it's time for our panel. From Washington, boredom in a suit, David Halton.
Good evening, Wendy.
And that's what you think. From Toronto, a man who you shouldn't listen to while operating heavy machinery, Jeffrey Simpson.
Nice to be here.
Speak for yourself. And from Alberta...
I'm Mike from Canmore. And this is Norm. He's a Capricorn.
Okay, Mike, what do you think about Elian Gonzalez?
Okay, they're kind of tasty, but I prefer nachos.
Well, to ensure Elian doesn't return to Cuba, his relatives want him to become a resident of Florida. David, is this practical?
I don't think so. The little boy doesn't even own a polyester leisure suit.
Okay, next story. 5 Asian migrants were found wandering around near Cornwall, Ontario. Your thoughts, David?
Wendy, immigration officials have handed down a decision that many are calling cruel and inhumane. As punishment, the group of 5 must remain in Cornwall.
Mergers are still in the news. Jeffrey.
Wendy, pharmaceutical giant Glaxo Wellcome has merged with SmithKline Beecham, and I feel that...
Too boring. Mike?
Okay, like Time Warner merged with A-Hole.
Mike, I believe the company that merged with Time Warner's AOL, not A-hole.
It's not what I heard. I think mergers are like good. Like maybe Tim Hortons should merge with Victoria's Secret. You could have a donut shop that sells naughty bits.
Wendy, I simply cannot sit here and listen to some intellectual lightweight spouting claptrap.
I wouldn't take that if I were you, Jeffrey.
Wendy, in my opinion...
Nobody cares. Next topic. The Reform Party has concluded its Unite the Right conference. One young reformer looked at the delegates who were present and summed it up this way.
I see dead people.
The biggest controversy at the conference occurred when they changed their name from United Alternative to Conservative Reform Alliance Party. David?
Wendy, this was their second choice for a name. Their first choice, the catchy Canadian Reform Alliance of Conservative Reformers and Reformed Conservatives who ally to reform conservatively in a Conservative Reformed Alliance, was already taken.
Wendy, this proves the adage, you can fool some of the people all the time, but if you keep the same old party and just change the name, you do have a shot at winning in Ontario.
After the convention, they changed the name to Reform Conservative Alliance Party.
Wendy, they should have kept the original name, even though it was crap. Clearly, it was a sign of weakness to change it.
Mike?
Yeah?
Should they have stuck to crap?
Could I have a lifeline?
Do you think Canada could be run by a crap government?
Well, like, why not? That's what's been going on for the last 8 years. Well, I bought my Toronto Police Association decal. Isn't that great? You stick it on your car, and next time you get stopped, you go, ooh. Not only that, but the Police Association gives you an identity card as well. So you hold out your license, the identity card, and a $50 bill, and bingo! And what are the police going to use the money for? To investigate city politicians who don't support the police. Now you ask, which turkey thought this up and which South American country did he get it from? His name is Craig Brommel, head of the Toronto Police Association. And he's realized that the police board, the senior police officers, and the Toronto City Council have a collective backbone that needs Viagra to keep it upright. I hear the Police Association have stopped this form of fundraising. They now intend to change the name from Operation True Blue to Operation Screw You. Talking to the police, Toronto's incoming police chief, Julian Fantino, won't commit to ride in the gay pride parade. He says he doesn't look good in a leather codpiece, high heels, studded collar, and a push-up bra. And anyway, he said he likes to keep that outfit for the police stag parties. You want to hear my quote of the week? From Tom Long, an Ontario Conservative mover and groover. He said, trusting the Liberals to deliver real tax cuts would be like shipping lettuce by rabbit. A man has designed a tie clip in the shape of a wiggly-tailed sperm to be worn by men who have undergone a vasectomy. Can you imagine if every operation had its own tie clip? Oh, hemorrhoids. But this whole Unite the Right business, you've got to ask yourself if by some miracle Preston Manning and Joe Clark did start working together, that is an improvement. At their convention, 1,100 people cast 1,400 votes. Well, working on that principle, maybe they can win the next election.
So in conclusion, as Alberta's leader, I feel we should continue to lobby Federal Finance Minister Paul Martin to get more money for each of our provinces in his next budget. Exactly. We need more money to fund essential services like health care, education, and drive-through liquor stores. I personally have injected $1 billion into Alberta health care, just in case I need a liver transplant. Well, I'd like to close by saying some words in French. I'd like to, but I don't know it. So instead, I'll just turn things over to our host for this slap-up wing-ding here in Quebec City, Lucien Bouchard. Come on, Lucy, live it up, go crazy, whatever. Mercy buckets, mercy buckets.
Thank you, Monsieur Klein. Bonjour, First Minister people, and welcome to my country. It is my pleasure to host this glorious gathering because we all share one thing in common. We despise the federal government. So let us relax and enjoy ourselves. It is so darn near close to nice to see you all here, Mr. Klein, Mr. Harris, and the BC Premier of the Week. I'm glad I had a chance to meet the new Premier of British Columbia before he gets caught up in a scandal and is forced to quit. And from Saskatchewan, Monsieur Romano, a man whose personality defines his province. Flat and boring. I see Manitoba Premier Gary Doer is here. On the way to this luncheon, he felt homesick for Winnipeg, so he set fire to his limo. And who can't forget the Premier from Newfoundland, Monsieur Tobin. Brian, make yourself at home, suck on a turbot. I'm just kidding around, of course. I love all you guys. We have a saying here in Quebec, vous êtes un groupe de crétins anglais. And I mean it with all sincerity. But now, I must get serious. There lies before us many questions that must be asked.
Yeah, like, are you going to finish your wine?
I am talking about federal funding to the provinces. Naturally, we all want our equal share. It is just that Quebec's share should be more equal. We need federal funding to ease our healthcare problems. Look at Ontario. Mike Harris needs more money just to keep ambulances filled with enough gas so they can drive from hospital to hospital to hospital. The agriculture industry needs more support, including the wheat farmer in Saskatchewan, the dairy farmer in Alberta, the smoked meat farmer in Quebec. But I must emphasize, I am still moving towards sovereignty. A huge majority of Quebecers want to separate.
Latest poll says only 41%.
Shut up. Let me close by saying, sure, we do have our differences, but there is one thing we cannot agree on at this meeting. And that is that Ralph Klein has just passed out in his chocolate mousse.
Check, please.
Make yourself comfortable.
Olga, I'm home.
Hi, Frankie.
How's the frozen pipe I fixed? Is it okay?
I just had a look. Check it yourself, Frankie.
Okay. Any water damage?
No water damage.
When did we get a waterbed?
Well, some water damage. Have you got your paycheck? Is that all?
Check the deductions.
Oi. Otkolle. Pepe. Gosh, oi. What is this?
It's the Revenue Canada BWGY BTB principle.
BWGYBTB?
Yeah, baby, we've got you by the...
Frankie! We will have no filthy talk in this house. We get enough of that when your relatives come to visit. The government, they need the taxes to run the country.
Oh, of course. Of course it does. So does the federal government's Ministry of Human Resources. They can pour billions into any half-assed liberal sinkhole that cares to apply it. 350,000 to the Canadian Lesbian Society.
Lebanon.
I don't care where they came from. What this country needs is a good, strong party on the right, led by a guy who's a combination of Ralph Klein, Mike Harris, and Preston Manning and Joe Clark.
Sure. A beer-loving hospital closer with a voice like a chicken and no seat in Parliament.
Taxes are forcing our best brains to flee to the south. And what do we get from the States in return?
Jerry Springer.
Taxes are driving our doctors to the USA.
My doctor is still here.
The brain drain does not include 78-year-old Ukrainians who still breed their own leeches.
Okay, then, I ask you, why do people from all over the world want to come and live here?
Because they don't know. They think everybody ends up in a flashy place like this. Canada's made a lot of mistakes in immigration, letting the wrong people in. Look at us. I mean, we've got to learn from it, because as Sir John A. Macdonald said in his great phrase, he who does not remember his history is destined to repeat it. Wish everyone a happy Groundhog Day.
Ernie, why is it the groundhog is so special? How come there aren't other days for other animals, like Weasel Day, or Wolverine Tuesday, or even Yellow Belly Sapsucker Sunday? We could really use a Woodpecker Awareness Day.
Harold's been spending too much time watching the Discovery Channel. The groundhog lets us know that spring is on the way.
And that we only have 3 more weeks to top up our RSPs.
This year we had an unusual February the 2nd when the groundhog came out of its hole, it saw its shadow, and was given a $100,000 grant from the Ministry of Human Resources.
I'm lucky if I get my pension check on time.
This is also the first year since the passing of Wyatt and Willie. God rest his furry soul. And we now have a new, younger Wyatt and Willie to take over the important duties and carry on the proud tradition as an eager country looks on.
Ernie, there's something you should know.
Not now, Harold. May the new Wyatt and Willie live a long and prosperous life and mark the arrival of many springs to come.
I don't think so.
Why not?
On the drive over here today, I hit an icy patch. And?
And what?
Well...
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the NHL All-Star Game 50th anniversary, celebrating 50 years of hockey and bankruptcy. Now making his way to center ice to sing the national anthem, representing the new direction the league will be taking in the next 50 years, the only player to score as many endorsements as he did points, please welcome Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Through endorsements, Wayne Gretzky sells your brand. Drink a Folgers cup, use Esso gas, so I'll make lots more bucks. Buy Kodak film, meat post honeycomb, put Goodyear tires on your trucks. Buy Tylenol and your clothes from me. Oh, Canada, there's life after hockey. Oh, Canada, I sell stuff